Well, howdy. I said I was going to, or I changed up how I was cooking. So I'm going to do a demo today of how I do it. Um, I've sat down and I have my macros written out, good old piece of paper. I learned this from watching a video. I think her name is Watch Autumn Keto or Autumn Keto. I honestly don't remember, but it's Autumn Keto and it's either something before or after, but she's really good. She has a lot of great recipes and just great food vlogs. So what I did today, I sat down with how many calories and stuff I need to have for the day and for each day, and then I food planned. I knew that what my coffee is, my protein coffee, I guess you could call it a protein drink. That's what I've been drinking for breakfast, and it really keeps me full. And I do put ghee in it. So one of the things about keto is that while you don't want to reach, well, I don't, and I'm going to say I because some people are different. So while a keto calculator will give you the macros for your weight, your height, your activity level, then it's up to you to decide what you want to do with them. So the calories, I'm fine with meeting those. The protein, I do strive for. I don't always reach it. Carbohydrates, 20 is the limit for pretty much anybody doing ketosis. And fat for me is it's not a goal, it's a limit. I do not try to reach my fat goals or the fat number by any stretch of the imagination. It's for me, it's like, don't you dare go over this. So, but having said that, the idea is that you do add fat because once your body is not getting all of the sugar and the carbohydrate, well, sugar is a carbohydrate. Anyway, you don't get all the noodles, the pasta, the rice, the sugar, the processed food with hidden sugar, the cereals. Once you've stopped eating all those, your body's like, well, now what do we do? Well, our bodies aren't stupid. If you think about back in the 1800s, they didn't have papaya shipped in from the islands. They didn't have bananas or oranges brought up from Florida. So they ate whatever was common for that area. So of course they ate potatoes and whatever they could raise, but they didn't have all that excess fruits that were shipped in. Now they probably had some apple trees somewhere here and there if they planted them. So really they had a very much different diet than what we have now. So yeah, they had bread, but they were not obese and they were not addicted to food. So their bodies were able to process the bread, unlike many of us who have metabolic syndrome today. So for those of us who may have started out life and could have handled, it could have not been triggered if we would have eaten less throughout life, if we would have not eaten so much out of a box or bag or whatever, then maybe it would not have gotten to this point. But since this is what it is, and it is what it is. So, so now that I am not giving my body carbohydrates to find energy from, my body has to turn inward, and it turns to burning its own fat. Now, fat is not what clogs arteries. Everybody freaks out about it, but it's inflammation in the artery that causes the whole thing to the artery to get ripply and have problems. So it's the inflammation that irritates that artery, and then the blood does get sticky and builds up. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's from fat or from cholesterol. Yes, we've been told that for years, but this way of eating has actually been around for at least 100 years, because there was a group of kids who they had seizures, and no matter the amount of medicine, they just couldn't improve their lives until one of the doctors came up with this. And there's also military people that are or military studies being done about keto. It is not ketoacidosis. That is something that has to do with diabetics, and that has to do with their body when their body is shutting down. Ketosis is nothing to do with ketoacidosis. So for people who get that mixed up, get that out of your head. But anyway, so this diet is beneficial, and so you do add fat. You do have added fats, such as butter. You can have natural butter straight out of the cow, churned in your kitchen if you have a cow. I don't, so I do buy. I like it's Irish, and it's grass-fed cows. But it's that butter, or I buy ghee, which is clarified butter. So in my coffee, I put heavy cream, and I put ghee, and I put isopure, which is a protein substance. So I put that in there, and then I'm not hungry until 11:30, 12, 1 o'clock. Whatever. I do smell everybody at work as they're warming up their meals, and they smell really good, and that does kind of trigger my hunger response. But if I'm not there, or if my door is closed, I'm usually not like truly hungry until about 2 o'clock. So that is what I have for breakfast, is my protein coffee. And then my next meal is what I planned out this week. It's going to be 3 scrambled eggs, 2 sausage patties, 1/4 cup of cheese, and then I have a bunch of frozen vegetables that I want to try to work on getting rid of, so I don't have to throw them away, because that's kind of a waste. So I've got broccoli, cauliflower, carrots with light sauce. And I am a person that I'm not going to say, oh, you can't eat a carrot. That's terrible. That's not keto. Because to me, if it fits in my macros and I am below 20 carbohydrates at the end of the day, then I will remain in ketosis, which is a fat burning state. It's where your body is burning its own fat. So if I stay below 20 and I eat a carrot, then by golly, I'm going to eat that carrot. So that's going to be my first meal. And then my second meal this week is going to be, it's going to be like a pizza casserole. I saw a lady making it, and I think I said her name earlier, Autumn Keto, on YouTube. But it's pizza sauce, some pepperonis, Italian cheese, drained roasted red peppers, and ground beef. So that's what's going to be my meal today. Right now it's kind of simmering on the stove. I did ground the ground beef, or browned it, and it's going to be 8 ounces of that. Then a 1/4 cup is going to be a serving of the roasted bell peppers, and then a 1/2 cup of Italian cheese per serving, and then 14 pepperonis per serving, and then a 1/4 cup of the marinara sauce. I think I said pasta sauce, but it's a marinara pizza sauce, and it's by Raos, R-A-O-S. They have really, really low carb marinaras. So the coffee, the eggs and cheese and carrots and sausage, and then the pizza bake, that will be my meal for the week. Some people make bread. Some people make fat bombs. Some people make sweet stuff. As a food addict, I don't even want to tempt myself, because I'm the type of person, once I start, I will not stop. So I am not ready to test myself yet. So I'm just having whole foods and staying away from the sweet stuff. I'll show you a little bit more as I go. So I have put the marinara sauce and the roasted bell peppers in my meat sauce. So let me try to zoom in here. Bear with me. I can move this out of the way. Have a little space for you to see. And now I'm going to build in, oh, let me swap sides. If I don't burn the pan. In this, I'm going to build the pizza sauce. Or pizza, what is it? Pizza casserole. So I'm only going to show you a layer because YouTube doesn't let these videos be very long. So I'm going to do a layer of the ground beef and marinara. Keep on going. I'm going to do, like I said, 2 layers, so I'm just going to do half of it. And then I'll have that down. And then on top of that, I'll put some of the, half the mozzarella cheese. I weighed this out, and 150 grams of this Italian cheese. I think I just called it mozzarella, but it's Italian cheese. 150 grams is 5 servings. And then I'll be using this whole bag of pepperonis, and they were already open. I made a skillet pizza earlier. Oh, you know what I didn't do? It helps if you turn on the oven. I'll do it for 350. So now I'm going to top this with pepperonis, and then I'm going to do another layer of the meat and the cheese and the pepperoni. Like I said, I won't make you watch all of it, but that's how I'm going to build it. So the meat sauce, then the cheese and the pepperoni, and I'll probably save a little bit of cheese to sprinkle over the top. So I'm going to put this in the oven. It's, like I said, the 2 layers of the meat, marinara, cheese, and pepperoni. And it's all cooked, you know, meat and stuff. So it really just needs to heat up so it can all kind of meld together. And then while that's cooking, I'm going to work on getting my eggs and sausage done, and I'll show you. I had bought some already patted out sausage. They were so cheap, I think like $2. So I'm going to fry these up so I can have it with my eggs. So here we have my food for the week. I went ahead and did up extra sausages, and then I'll freeze them, and I could grab one if I'm still hungry at the end of the day. This little one's for Saturday, next Saturday, for me as I food prep. But then I've got the pizza casserole back there in 5 containers, and I have my version of scrambled eggs. I don't scramble them before I put them in, so that's why you see lots of white in there. But that's my veggies and 2 sausages and eggs. So everything is set up for the week. Those are my meals along with my protein shake. That's the bag for what I use, isopure. I did go, like I said, do my Walmart pickup. I wanted to try some of these power aids. They are 0 carbs, so I thought I'd try some. And I've been hearing people talk about this stevia. I don't drink a lot of sodas, but still I wanted to get a few. Got some lard and a couple Atkins stuff and some 92% cacao. Anyway, and then in case I decide I want to do some chaffles, which is the big thing now, I have a mini dash griddle. So and then I found this sugar-free honey barbecue sauce. So anyway, this is my meal prep for the week, and that's how it looks.